Soft drinks, also known as sodas, are ultra-processed, carbonated beverages that are often heavily sweetened and flavored with artificial or natural additives. Though widely consumed around the world and often seen as harmless refreshments, they represent a significant threat to public health. Their widespread availability, aggressive marketing, and addictive qualities make them one of the most problematic ultra-processed food products in the modern diet. Soft drinks like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Sprite, Fanta, and Mountain Dew contain large amounts of added sugars, typically in the form of high-fructose corn syrup or sucrose. A single 12-ounce, 355 milliliters, can of Coca-Cola contains about 39 grams of sugar, roughly equivalent to 10 teaspoons, exceeding the World Health Organization's recommended daily limit of free sugars for adults and children, which is 25 grams, 6 teaspoons. This excess sugar load spikes blood glucose levels rapidly, prompting a surge of insulin. Over time, this repeated glucose-insulin response contributes to the development of insulin resistance, a major risk factor for type 2 diabetes. The link between soft drink consumption and obesity is one of the most well-established in nutrition science. Because these drinks provide large amounts of calories without inducing satiety, they encourage overconsumption and make it easier to exceed daily caloric needs. Multiple large-scale cohort studies have shown that individuals who consume soft drinks daily have a significantly higher risk of weight gain, central adiposity, abdominal fat, and metabolic syndrome, a cluster of conditions that includes elevated blood pressure, high blood sugar, excess body fat around the waist, and abnormal cholesterol levels. The acidity of soft drinks also poses a serious threat to dental health. Most soft drinks have a pH below 3, making them highly acidic. Combined with high sugar content, this acidity erodes tooth enamel and promotes dental cavities. Phosphoric acid, commonly found in colas like Coca-Cola and Pepsi, may interfere with calcium absorption and bone mineral density, increasing the risk of osteoporosis, particularly when soda consumption displaces milk or other sources of dietary calcium. Another underappreciated concern is the impact of these beverages on liver health. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD, has been closely linked to chronic consumption of fructose-heavy sodas. The liver metabolizes fructose differently from glucose, converting it more readily into fat. When consumed in excess, this process overwhelms the liver, leading to fat accumulation, inflammation, and eventual liver dysfunction. Several studies show that even in young, otherwise healthy individuals, high soda intake is associated with elevated liver enzymes and early markers of liver damage. Soft drinks are also frequently consumed in conjunction with other ultra-processed foods, creating a dietary pattern that lacks fiber, essential nutrients, and plant-based compounds known to support cardiovascular, cognitive, and immune health. This pattern of eating, often labeled the Western diet, has been associated with an increased risk of depression and anxiety. Research suggests that diets high in refined sugars and artificial additives may disrupt the gut-brain axis, leading to increased inflammation and reduced production of neurotransmitters that stabilize mood. Moreover, the artificial additives and colorants used in many sodas raise questions about long-term safety. For instance, caramel coloring, used in many dark sodas like Coke and Pepsi, contains 4-methylimidazole for MEI, a potential carcinogen in high doses. Though levels in sodas may fall within regulatory safety limits, the risk increases with high consumption, especially given the lack of nutritional benefit and the ease with which these drinks are consumed in large quantities. Caffeinated sodas present additional risks, particularly to adolescents and children. While moderate caffeine consumption in adults may be safe, high intakes in young people can lead to sleep disruption, anxiety, and dependence. Sodas such as Mountain Dew and Pepsi often contain both caffeine and high sugar, a combination that enhances their stimulating and addictive qualities. The resultant cycle of energy spikes and crashes may encourage further consumption, displace healthier food options, and disrupt circadian rhythms over time. In communities with limited access to clean water, milk, or fresh produce, soft drinks are sometimes the cheapest and most accessible beverages, making their health risks particularly acute among low-income populations. These populations are often targeted by aggressive advertising and face higher rates of the chronic diseases that sodas exacerbate. In some regions, children consume sugary sodas more frequently than milk or water, embedding harmful habits from an early age and increasing their lifetime risk of obesity, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. The convenience and taste appeal of soft drinks have allowed them to permeate nearly every aspect of modern life, from school cafeterias and gas stations to workplace vending machines and family dinners. However, their impact on public health is profound and deeply negative. While an occasional soda is unlikely to cause significant harm in an otherwise balanced diet, habitual or frequent consumption, even just 1 can per day, is associated with measurable declines in metabolic, dental, cardiovascular, and mental health. The negative health effects of soft drinks are not just theoretical. They are backed by decades of epidemiological data, clinical trials, and public health surveillance. Yet these beverages remain inadequately regulated and often misunderstood as harmless indulgences. For individuals seeking to reduce their risk of chronic disease and improve long-term well-being, eliminating or drastically reducing soft drink intake is one of the most effective dietary changes they can make. Replacing sodas with water, herbal teas, or naturally flavored sparkling waters can provide hydration without the heavy burden of added sugars, artificial chemicals, and metabolic disruption that soft drinks so consistently impose.